Hello students, welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to talk about shortcuts for solving chemical bonding questions. So chemical bonding is the most important inorganic chemistry chapter in competitive exams such as JEE Mains, NEET or any state level entrance examination. Not only that, chemical bonding is also important for your school annual examinations of grade 11. So let's get started and let us talk about hybridization in the video today. So in chemical bonding, hybridization is an important concept, and hybridization talks about how exactly a chemical bond is formed, right? So hybridization of any central atom can be identified by observing its valence electrons and the valency atomic orbitals which are involving in the process. But in competitives, it's always not easy that you write the electronic configuration of the central atom, then look at the atomic orbitals and identify it, isn't it? So here is a shortcut formula to be able to calculate hybridization of any given atom. And the formula is the number of hybrid orbitals in the central atom, which is H, is equal to half into the number of valence electrons present in the central atom plus the number of monovalent atoms present around the central atom minus the cationic charge if any plus anionic charge if any. So number of hybrid orbitals is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus A. And always remember, hybridization is a process that happens within the central atom. Whatever the central atom is, the valency atomic orbitals of that central atom involve in the process of hybridization. And this hybridization helps you understand the molecular geometry, molecular structure, bond angle, etc. etc. First of all, let's take an example to see how to use this formula. All right, say I'm talking about NH3, ammonia. In ammonia, nitrogen is the central atom. Originally, if you have to find out its hybridization, you should take nitrogen, you should take its atomic number and then its electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3, and then observe which atomic orbitals are involved in the process of bonding, which is S, 1s atomic orbital, and P, 3p atomic orbitals are involving in bonding, which is the valency shell, and that's when you will be able to identify the hybridization, right? But then technically all this process, checking out this entire process is not easy. It's not possible when you are solving questions in competitive exam, because you need to work on your time, right? So you need to work on how to save time, how to solve questions quickly. That's why we have this formula to calculate hybridization. So through this formula, we'll get to know the number of hybrid orbitals. Let's apply this formula for ammonia. It is half into the number of valence electrons in ammonia, in nitrogen, which is central atom of ammonia. And here I see there are totally 5 valence electrons plus the number of monovalent atoms around the central atom, which is nitrogen. Monovalent atoms refer to what? The atoms which are connected to the central atom with valency 1. So here you see 3 hydrogens and the valency of hydrogen is 1. So hydrogen is monovalent. I see 3 hydrogens. So M is equal to 3 over here. Minus, I don't see any cationic charge here. Plus, I don't see any anionic charge here. And when I solve it, it turns out to be 1 by 2 into 5 plus 3, which is 8. Which can also be written as 8 by 2, which is equal to 4. So the number of hybrid orbitals in NH3 is equal to 4. And what do we understand from here? We understand that nitrogen in ammonia has got 4 hybrid orbitals. 4 hybrid orbitals means what? Like which kind of hybridization does it imply? If the number of hybrid orbitals is equal to 2, it is sp hybridization. Because look at sp hybridization. You have one s orbital and one p orbital intermixing in the process. That's why you have 2 hybrid orbitals produced. And if the number of hybrid orbitals is 3, understand you're talking about sp2 hybridization, wherein you have 1s and 2p, which is p plus p orbitals involving. And if you have 4 hybrid orbitals, understand you're talking about sp3 hybridization, which is 1s and 3p atomic orbitals. So by observing the number of hybrid orbitals, you can relate to the hybridization in the given atom. And over here, in case of ammonia, you see 4 hybrid orbitals, which means the hybridization of nitrogen in ammonia is sp3. You do it either conventionally using this electronic configuration method, or you use the formula, you have the same answer, right? But using the formula is pretty easy and quick enough. So try to use the formula when you solve hybridization based questions in competitive exams especially. And hybridization of nitrogen and ammonia is sp3. This is decided. Let's take one more example to get this better. This time you try this out. I'm talking about H2O and I want you to solve hybridization of oxygen in H2O. And how do you do it? You can do it using electronic configuration of oxygen, but try doing it with the help of the formula half into the number of valence electrons in oxygen is equal to 6 plus the number of monovalent atoms around oxygen is equal to 2 because 2 hydrogens are here and there's no charge, so it's altogether 0. And this can be written as 8 by 2, which is equal to 4 again. So in H2O, oxygen, the central atom, is having 4 hybrid orbitals, which means that the hybridization of oxygen over here is sp3 again, right? So using this formula, I hope you have learned how to calculate hybridization very easily. And let me tell you something, if you're talking about carbon compounds or organic molecules, you don't even need to use this formula. Over there, it's pretty easy to identify the hybridization of carbon atom. Over there, you just have to look at the bonding in carbon. If the carbon has got 4 single bonds, understand it is sp3 carbon. If the carbon has got 1 double bond and 2 single bonds, understand the carbon is sp2 carbon. And if the carbon is having 2 double bonds, it must be an sp carbon, or maybe if the carbon has 1 triple bond and 1 double bond, it must be an sp carbon. You don't need to use this formula in case of organic molecules. You can just look at how many single bonds do you have and identify it from there. I hope these shortcuts help you get better with the concepts of hybridization. And let me add one more point about hybridization over here. Hybridization helps you determine the geometry of the molecule. It helps you determine the shape of the molecule. Shape and geometry are two different things altogether, and shape of the molecule might also vary based on the lone pair of electrons, and that's what is discussed in VSEPR theory as well, isn't it? So be very careful when you determine the shape of the molecule using hybridization. There are a lot of exceptions. You have to go through VSEPR theory to get this better. I hope this shortcut helped you to figure out hybridization in an easy way. I'll see you in one other video with the more shortcuts related to chemical bonding. Until then, bye everyone.